Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We have made that transition from a 6-year-old girl to a 19-year-old girl. We have learnt everything we can do from Rost in this environment we're in, within the Embrace. And, we've got one burning question that we need answering, which is the driver for this. Who is our mother? Who is our mother? And we've got this device, this focus, both physically and metaphorically, that is going to guide us through and sending us on this path. We are the chosen one now for all that happens after this moment. Hey, yeah!
Quick.
There's a few of those around that we can see too. I always thought it's a shame. This is the family home of Rost and Aloy. And in the cutscene previously, they left the door open, but it's closed now. I would love to have seen the setup within their place. Alas, no. No, all shuttered up. Nothing to see here. Okay, before we meet Rost, we've got things that we can understand. Save points to do. So,
I'll tuck that away.
off the bat, here is something that I don't like. Out the gate, we've got 3 skill points. Why? Why give us 3? Start out with none and then we'll earn some. I really hate it. I hate starting with 3. Such a weird thing. I think it's maybe to represent the skills she's learned over the last 13 years or whatever. But so we've got 3 skill points, but let's wait to get those. Let's enjoy the game without having any skills at this moment, and then we'll go into it. The most crucial ones, I think, to start off are either the hunter reflexes or the concentration, the silent strike. These critical hits and precisions aren't so desperate. The lure call is very good if you want to start out stealth. The speed of healing pouches is negligible, but I like this one. So this is where we're going to apply it first. We'll spend one now, and then we'll spend the others later. No, let's do that now. Let's do that now, I think. Let's spend them all now and just chuck it into these areas. So the Gatherer, additional natural resources when foraging, and the chance for extra resources when looting down machines. And I think because of the amount of ammunition we will need, I think it's imperative we start in this vein. This area here is to do, this was given as part of the DLC, so let's ignore that for now. Dissemble resources, increased chance to loot skins, bones, lenses and hearts. That's pretty good actually. That might be really useful early on. And Hoarder, increased resource inventory slots by 20%. That's also very useful. Okay, so we're putting it in the wrong place for surviving with these machines. We should be starting over here, especially in the stealth area. But we'll suffer that mistake later on. So we've got a swipe with R1 and then an almighty swipe with R2. So we'll pick up everything we can early on, building up our inventory and resources. We don't need to get rid of all these. It was part of a trophy earlier on, but we don't need to.
He said we'd go hunting this morning. Why isn't he here? Where's he gone to?
So Rost is acting a little bit strange, according to Aloy. It's odd because he knows something's coming. He can see the sunset about to happen on their life, and he's sad, but he's preparing. He's preparing himself, and he's preparing Aloy.
I'll find a use for you.
But Aloy can't see that. She's just excited, really excited about this proving. This thing she's been working towards for so long. So she can't...
What's he doing up there?
She's probably cast little thought onto
He's just
what Rost is
standing there.
going through
What's
right
going on
now.
with him?
Exactly. Can't you understand? He's been a paternal figure for you. You've been his daughter. Have a care, Aloy.
Aloy, you're here.
Okay, what did we say? In the last episode we said we were going to be a bit cerebral and strong. She doesn't wonder if everything's okay. She's impatient.
Did someone forget we were supposed to go hunting this morning?
No, I did not forget. I've been thinking about your training, Aloy. You've learned to hunt, learned to survive. But I fear there's a lesson I failed to teach you. Would you learn it now?
Of course. I'll always learn what you have to teach.
There has been some trouble recently. It affords an opportunity to learn this lesson, but it will be dangerous. You must come prepared, or you will die. Descend into the Embrace and hunt until you have gathered the parts for fire arrows.
Fire arrows? What kind of trouble are we talking about?
Once you have the parts, you will meet me there, at the gate beyond the village of Mother's Heart.
The North Gate? At the edge of the Embrace?
Yes. Now be on your way.
So,
Is something else bothering you?
No, I'm fine.
Are you worrying about what happens after the proving?
What happens is clear. You will be accepted as one of the tribe, and I will still be an outcast. To be shunned.
Rost, even if the tribe accepts me, I won't...
There is much to do, Aloy. We will discuss this later.
Okay.
So there's a few other jobs we can be getting on with as well.
Anything else you want me to do while I'm down in the Embrace?
Odd Grata might be out of food by now. You could hunt a week's worth of meat for her, if you find the time.
Wouldn't mind if she'd say thanks just once.
Grata follows the law. Her science towards us is honorable, not an insult.
If you say so. I'll go gather the parts, but I'm also going to pay Karst a visit.
Aloy, that man breaks the law every time he speaks to you.
And I'm glad he does. I want to buy a tripcaster, and no other trader will sell to outcasts.
Stock it with ammunition, then. You'll find use for that weapon tonight.
That sounds ominous. All right. See you at the North Gate.
So we've got a quest here for Odgrata. The old outcast Odgrata often needs help to survive in the wilds. The trouble is, she'll only speak when praying to the goddess or mother, so understanding what she wants isn't easy. So it's odd, isn't it, that the outcasts can't talk to each other. They are outcasts to themselves. They can't go and join a crew of outcasts and form their own tribe. I think that's kind of the reasoning behind it. They've got to stay to themselves. A solitary hermit lifestyle. And Odgrata, which is an odd name for a grata, is intent on keeping those tribal doctrines, and she's very, very pious. So we'll go and see her and find out a bit more about her. So she is over here. No, where is she? Ah, yeah, over here. So we'll go there first, I think. We've got to find machine parts and get blaze canisters so we can make fire arrows. That's for a little excursion that Rost has got going on for us. And we've got to say goodbye to Karst. Now, he's an interesting character. I look forward to talking to him. There are also, within the Embrace, which stretches to like here before we go through the gates, this has been her world for so long. And there's various little villages that she's free to go in, but they can't talk to her. And that's the ruins there, where all this craziness started. And on this map, it's interesting. These metal devils, these relics of these dangerous machines that used to live here, that used to that ultimately caused this craziness. But they lie inert as a reminder to these people, and they've inserted that into their kind of history of their tribe. It's kind of the battle between the Metal Devil and All Mother. We'll hear about that later. Okay, first off, let's go and see Odd. Yeah, he's sad. He knows what's coming, because he won't speak to Aloy. He lives by the rules, but Aloy doesn't play by the rules, so she's confident that she can still interact with Rost. Heyo!
Something's really bothering him. If he thinks I'm gonna abandon him, he's wrong.
Yeah, we're going to spend a bit of time here. There's plenty we need to learn about the Nora before we move on from these lands. Bit of a goose. And what we'll do is we'll visit all the little settlements and all the little ruins that we come across, just to understand this tribe that have lived here for so many years, so many generations.
The embrace. My whole life I've never gone beyond this valley. That'll change after the proving. 2 days. 2 days until I get answers. 2 days and I'll know who she was. And why I was cast out at birth. As if there could be an excuse for that. Alright, time to gather the parts for some fire arrows. I should find a herd.
We'll find a herd, but yes, that is where it's at. That is the main village, Mother's Heart. That's where most people gather.
Mother's Heart.
Trade.
2 more days, and I'll know what it's like in there. It's so many people crammed into one place. I guess no one ever gets lonely in there.
Yeah. That's going to be quite a headfuck for her to go in there. I don't think she's allowed in there day to day, but there are those smaller settlements that we can come across, that we can go in. And there's a little guy here in a watchtower who has a bit of disdain for Aloy.
Oh, Mother, preserve me, it's the outcast.
Oh, Mother, preserve me, it's the outcast. So they just do have great disdain for outcasts. It's the biggest of shames. To have no mother and to be outcast is a double whammy of Nora shame.
Just don't look and she'll go away. Eventually. All Mother, help this outcast learn her place. It's almost as though someone is trying to talk to me. But that simply can't be. She's old enough to know the tribe's rules, isn't she? No talking to outcasts. Goddess, forgive me, but it is forbidden to talk to outcasts. I must follow the rules of the tribe. They are there for our protection. I have nothing to say to an outcast.
Madness how many lines they've got lined up.
Why would I have anything to say to an outcast?
But they're all of the same nature. They cannot talk to Aloy. So they've got to talk as if they're talking to themselves, if they need to communicate. Okay, so within the embrace of the Nora, they allow machines to get on with their business. They've not driven them out. In all the years that they've existed, they've not driven out the machines. Because, in a way, they rely on them. They use them for parts, they use them for crafting. They're not completely reliant on them, but they do welcome them in at times. Fatty meat. Okay, early on we're going to look for as many of the parts that we need to... animal parts we need Man, I could really do with this concentration. Okay, when it goes green, you know you're in for a decent part.
Can't be too prepared.
We got some turkey bone. Okay, before we go up and see Odd, let's where's the other guy there? He's down there. Let's try and see off these dudes. Oh. Okay, I'm doing that because I want to get his eye.
Hunt's over. Fight's on.
Okay, that didn't work out too well. Okay, one down, but the other one is still around. Oh dear. Let's try and get him with a spear. Yes. So, even full draw on the bow, the accuracy isn't assured. So it's very difficult. The hitbox on those eyes are tiny compared to like normal, and even hard. Okay, so we've got the metal shards. We're on our way to the metal shards, but let's go and grab his mate over here. So yes, I am slightly concerned. I've gone for ultra hard on this playthrough, but with the caveat, the cowardly caveat of
Stocking up.
being able to renege on that decision if it gets too tough. I have completed it on ultra hard, but that is without that was on New Game Plus as well. Okay, we've got another side quest over there. Let's go and see our friend Odd. There is a YouTuber that I like very much called Christopher Odd. He is a Let's Player, and out of all the Let's Players that there are, he is one of the finest due to his focus on story, focus on the characters, which is something I've always try to adhere to. There's not many YouTubers out there that do it, but Christopher Odd is one of them. So whenever I hear the name Odd Grata, I always think of Christopher Odd.
Now I'm down to luck and a spear.
Okay, to get these fire arrows we need some blaze as well as some metal parts. We've got all the shards we need.
When my name was called to the mountain, you did not speak it there. You kept it close to your heart.
So this is where Odd sleeps.
Even when my belly and hands are empty, that you hold me in your embrace.
Oh. Yeah, she prays to All Mother. Wow, look at that. This is probably the finest view of the metal devil we've got here. Yeah, All Mother Mountain up there. Yeah, this is where you live, mate. Very, very simple and frugal existence you have. We've got an absolute palace compared to you, Odd. Yeah, it's just no chance.
Need them soon enough.
Okay, my dear. Through the interlocutor of All Mother, tell us what you need.
Hello, Grata.
Oh, Mother, since I was cast out, have I not been constant as the river flows? Have I not kept the vows as the stones do? Show me your grace, All Mother, and provide for me once more.
Don't worry, Grata. I'll hunt your rabbits.
Oh, Mother, I hear your voice on the wind. I would count your blessings on my prayer beads, but I lost them atop the eastern overlook. My old bones are too worn to return.
So it's rabbits and your trinket you need this time. Okay, I'll find you at your camp.
Okay, well, she dots around the place and she has many locations that she prays, and she's left her beads somewhere, but she also needs to fire up some rabbit on this fire when she gets it going. She needs help with that. Wow, she really does live the life, doesn't she?
Not getting any warmer out here.
Okay. So we can gather the meat for her over here. There's plenty of rabbits up here. It's almost embarrassing, the riches of rabbits up here. So much so that it's quite hard to aim because you're just overcome with rabbit. But we may be able to come across them earlier on than that. We need meat, but not necessarily rabbit meat, I don't think. Yes, we've found a bit of meat, so maybe a boar or another turkey, and we're all good.
Might regret this.
Let's use our toy. No, we don't want to go that way. And that here has been repopulated. Oh dear.
I thought they'd go on forever.
No, I'm just going to run, you know. Just going to run. Hopefully got time to grab this.
Okay, Grata said her prayer beads were
got-
the eastern influence.
Got the meat.
It's not far from here.
Okay. Okay, gents. You're alright. You patrol your area. You patrol. They're not going to come further than this. Yeah, running away is an option. And you can usually run
You
through
can get out of this.
sort of machine locations, which is pretty cool. And in this game, that each machine has a location. It patrols an area, so you kind of know what you're getting into. It's not like you know the safe places and you know where it might be dangerous. Obviously, the music changes and you know you're in for a rough ride, but. So in a way, I do think that's a very good thing, to have these locations where you know that you can have combat and you know when you're safe. But as an open world, you kind of want to have these surprises. Days Gone, a game I'm finishing off on the Patient Wolf channel, that has each situation is different because the location of these freakers, these enemies, changes all the time. And that's exciting and makes each playthrough different. So I'm torn by that one. I have a feeling that the developers will recognise that and make it a little bit more fluid going forward. That's my thoughts.
The brave trail up the rocks is close by.
Marks it again. Oh, there's three of them. Come on, boys. This is pretty... Oh. So that was a little swipe from a watcher, and that took nearly half of our health away. Okay, so when we haven't got the skills for the bow, it's fairly easy to take these guys out with the spear. But I was positive that I got pretty dead on in that eye, and it hit the side, so my aim has been pretty poor thus far.
Grata may be devout, but it takes strong arms to reach the overlook the fast way.
But first you can't arrow them. Deck them with your spear. So yes, one of my joys of this game is the fluidity of the climbing. Playing this, then playing Assassin's Creed, you just wonder why they don't take a leaf out of Gorilla's book. I think they've built the most wonderful climbing system. Admittedly, it's on rails, but it just feels so fluid yet being realistic. Realistic, kind of semi-realistic. Whereas in Assassin's Creed, they've got this kind of weight to it that kind of, because you do so much climbing, it gets a little bit tiresome and frustrating. Each game is different in that regard though, but we're not playing Assassin's Creed, we're playing Horizon Zero Dawn. And we're enjoying the embrace. That over there is the main gate, I believe. No, that's the northern embrace, and we've got the main embrace gate down there.
Explosions and shouts from outside the embrace. I wonder what's going on.
Okay.
This looks promising.
Got your beads
Grata's
on,
prayer
Grata.
beads. I see why she comes up here to pray. It looks out to Mother's Gate. You know, I wonder what bothers me more. That she ignores me, or that with all her talking to all mothers, she's never lonely.
So she gets frustrated that she's being ignored, and I think Grata must just be in the same vein as that everyone else ignores her, even though Grata's in the same boat. She just hates being rejected. It's just a source of real pain to her. So that comes out in anger and kind of mistrust and dislike. That she does these things for Grata and she doesn't even acknowledge them in the traditional way. She understands, but it still hurts. So I'm coming down here because I want to look at this gate. Because over here is where Rost is taking us later on. You can't see what's going on, but outside of the Embrace, strange machines are turning up in the last 20 years. Machines that never used to be anywhere near here, and we're going to see one of them soon.
Just stay quiet, and she'll get bored and walk away.
We're not a proper Nora, mate. We're anything but a proper Nora.
The outcast would learn her lesson by now.
Because we don't play by the rules. So that sound there, very indicative of this machine. Can we see them going at it?
I think I got turned around. I should head back.
So we can't enter this location just yet. I'm trying to see what's going on. Can hear them but can't see them. There's some striders down there, but they're not too bothered. And here, this is interesting. Because this is an old world ruin of some description. I don't know if this is taboo, but they've not built, you know, it's a very sturdy lookout post there. They've just made another one nearby because they won't use anything old world. So it's overgrown by these trees, and they could have made a great sort of lookout post with this, but they don't want to touch it, seemingly. It's an old satellite tower. This was obviously housed the generators within it. Yeah, that's all the kind of electrical wiring there. It would maybe a 5G tower. Not getting no signal no more. Okay, let's head back to Grata, and we can travel, but we don't have the necessary means. So what we'll do is we will head past the blades and the shards. We'll pick up this side quest and then we'll go and see Grata. Now, it's not something I've thought of before, but Odd isn't an odd name, and I wonder if it's a title for something. Maybe a title of an outcast. This is the main embrace gate. We meet a kindly young gentleman named Val here later.
It's against the law to talk to outcasts, even if they're just children.
I'm not stupid enough to respond to an outcast.
Okay. So gather blaze from Striders. There's a little location over here. This is a new village, Mother's Cradle, which is bordering a lake. So there's lots of sort of fishing regalia nearby.
Time to see Karst and get a tripcaster.
For the tripcaster, we may as well do that while we're around here, and then we'll head over here.
Just because I'm shunned doesn't mean I won't pass through.
So it seems okay that she can just pass through.
I just want to go about my day.
You seem to be relaxing there. Not sure your tribespeople would appreciate that.
Motherless. Just don't look and she'll go away, eventually.
We will. I love her headdress she's got on there. That's pretty sweet. So, most of their dress is sort of made with thread and animal skins, but it's sort of accented by the wiring and plates that you get from the machines. So a lot of that is sort of braided leather, isn't it? But they sort of have these accents and this protection of wiring to stitch and
I've heard whispers from the west.
metal
They say
panelling.
the machines are driving the Karja back to Meridian.
Oh, that's interesting. Listening to that. So it's word of another tribe there, the Karja, which we'll bump into later. But the machines are getting angry. Something's going on with them.
It's heavy. World's going white.
Most of the generation above Aloy know that each year they just get angrier and angrier. And why? They do not know.
I'm not saying I agree, but it's against the law to talk to outcasts.
She's towing the line but doesn't agree.
I don't have time for outcasts.
She's pretty adamant. Okay, so each house is pretty similar, but in the same vein as their dress. It's usually made out of organic material, but the rope is sort of interspersed with wiring. So they're fairly ornate, but they're not the most ornate tribe. That goes to the Banuk, I think. How you doing? Mother's Cradle. So a lot of this is just window dressing, so you can't really get a sense of what they're doing. There's a sort of sharpening stone here. They used to sharpen the metal. And even that has been sort of hybrid with the metal world there. An area for tanning. And dyeing of cloth and pelts. The old foxes and raccoons drying up there.
I'm going to complain to the matriarchs. What's she doing here?
Yeah, Tirsa won't be too bothered. Yeah, so they break down. This is obviously where they break down the machines that they catch. This is an old watcher. They've taken the eye, but the eye does exist over here. Look at it, and all the armor parts of the watcher. And here they are fishing. And there's things to get. Metal shards will be needed.
Can't believe the festival is right around the corner. I guess I say that every year.
So they're looking forward to the Proving Festival as well. And they'll all sort of make their way to Mother's Heart to enjoy the festivities.
Just don't look and she'll go away. It's like they know you're there.
So here he is, all his fish that they've caught. I don't get the sense... Well, maybe he's a trader. It's not alluded to if it's sort of a communal society where each has got their role, or they have some kind of monetary system. I don't know if this guy is window shopping or he's checking his handiwork.
As if my day couldn't get any worse.
But he's a bit of a hunter.
Tracked a clutch of striders all morning, but scrappers happened by and stole my kill.
So that's the trials of the hunter there. They had a kill, but the scrappers got rid of it.
Not a real hunter until you bagged a herd of striders solo.
Bagged a herd of striders solo.
The proving's as good a time as any to start.
So they're mentioning there about making amends with the Kaja tribe, and we will meet an envoy from that tribe during the proving.
Boss looks strong, as always. He'll be winning the proving.
Bast, that's a name we haven't heard
They say high nature appears and monsters are running the proving.
for a while.
You imagine?
It's great to pick up these little tidbits of conversation.
Not a real hunter until you've bagged a herd of striders solo.
We've heard that one. What are you eating? You're eating fish? You're eating this bowl of like dried nuts
so
or...
long ago. Surely the Karja faithless wouldn't dare show their faces here.
We cannot let the machines and their attacks drive us from the sacred lands.
Okay. Well, Mother's Cradle.
Vala's gonna win the proving. I'll bet on it.
Vala.
Her mother.
We'll meet her too. What is this?
The festival is right around the corner.
What are you hanging here?
I guess I say that every year.
This is an interesting contraption. What are they... Is it some kind of brewing station? Absolutely no idea.
All mother be great.
Okay, Mother's Cradle. It's nice to see you in full flight, but we've got things to do. And we have a friend up here that doesn't mind talking to Aloy. He'd rather keep it secret, but he doesn't mind.
Saving these for the trail. No one else around. Looks safe to meet. My guess is he'll be waiting for me. There he is. Looks nervous.
Gonna see you in a moment.
Well, well, well. An outcast on my doorstep. All mother protect me.
Surprised you saw me the way you keep looking every other direction to make sure no one's watching. Careful there, or you'll sprain your neck.
It's always a pain in the neck when you show up, girl, one way or another.
Okay, we'll start with that.
Is there a reason why you're acting so cranky today?
Once you run the proving and get made a brave, you'll deal with traitors in Mother's Heart. Maybe I don't like losing customers.
Traitors who don't break the law and deal with outcasts, you mean?
That's right. Our days of crime will be behind us, so long as you keep quiet.
Okay, we've got something to buy. We've got business to do.
Last time I visited, you had a tripcaster available for trade. Still got it?
I do. But you'd need to bring me a scrapper lens. What can I say? Special weapons don't come cheap.
Oh, I can pay. Took down a scrapper not long ago. Stripped out the lens in perfect condition.
I'll be the judge of that. Show me.
Okay, it's a shame that there is opportunity to get a scrapper, but historically she's saying she's got one, which is fine. but it's kind of alluding to the fact that we can buy things, but we need money. But for this one, he's willing to trade. There are other things that we can buy in which we need a sort of conglomeration of shards and items, but I don't know where that is. We'll come across that later. Well, that's for the buy, isn't it? Yeah, there we need 3 blaze for that fire potion and sparkers and things like that. We can't just use shards alone. Okay, let's get this tripcaster. Put that down the bottom there. We have a few mods.
Now that you've got yourself a tripcaster, practice how to use it someplace else, alright? My life's exciting enough without a bunch of shock wire booby traps to trip over.
Really? Could have fooled me.
I always think he looks the spitting image of Ben Kingsley. And it's interesting, maybe I can find it and put it up here, but the original design for Rost was someone that looked very much like Cast. But they obviously had a focus group in which he wasn't perhaps the lovely, cuddly, beautiful man that he should have been.
Are you worried I'm going to tell someone that you trade with outcasts?
I don't think you're the kind who talks, but you never know.
You can stop worrying. The secret's safe with me.
Yeah, that's what I figured, but I don't mind hearing it.
Why do you take the risk, trading with outcasts?
Every time you ask. If a big, meaningful talk is what you're after, move along.
It's because you used to be one, isn't it?
Yeah. Got caught poking around one of the metal ruins out beyond the Embrace. Matriarch said I was tainted and gave me 5 years.
What did you see in the ruins?
Nothing I can make sense of. After my shunning, I tried living back in Mother's heart, but everyone I knew had moved on, and there were so many people everywhere I turned. I like it better out here.
So that's the problem that Aloy's going to face here. She's looking to go in the Proving, and all she's got to do is finish it, and she becomes a brave part of the tribe, no longer an outcast. And she's, in her mind, worried that how she's going to integrate with this tribe that she's shunned her for so long. How's she going to feel to just walk in and be that person? And Cast has experienced it in the fact that he, you know, it's interesting, 5 years for going inside a metal ruin. That is tough. And living out here in the wild, and all his people moved on, and it changed, and he wasn't part of the community. So he's kind of he's 1 foot in, 1 foot out now, and he just can't get back in the groove of village life.
The only person I've ever told about our trades is Rost.
Yeah, well, not like he can turn me in, even if he wanted to. Law and duty sort of a man, that Rost. I don't know how you stand it.
You really don't know why he was cast out?
I've told you no. I don't think anyone knows what he did, but it must have been serious because his term is for life.
Yeah, we'll come to that later. So we've traded.
Will you be around later, in case I want to make another trade?
I'll be here. Same as usual, bring me the parts you harvest from any machines you hunt. The better the parts, the more shards I'll pay. Be sure to take a close look at my inventory, though. Who knows? Maybe I've got something that could give you an edge in the Proving.
Okay, we'll have another little look. So what we can do, we can actually buy some. No, we can't. I thought we could buy some fast travel tickets, but we can't. Now these are. This box must be able to reveal its content. I'm really interested to see what it is, but these are, I think, given from the Frozen Wilds DLC, so we won't look at those for now. Everything else, I think we're okay.
Always a pleasure doing business.
I guess that concludes our business.
All right. And good luck in the proving. Blessing of All Mother and all that.
Okay, thanks. Now, we've got this tutorial which we can do for the Tripcaster. And yes, we know how to use it, but what it does, it gives us XP, and we need to rattle through. To get, you know, the levels that we need as quickly as possible. Okay, so let's look. We haven't got any more skills at the moment. Let's look at our crafting. So we'll modify this weapon, and what we'll do is we will add this 5% damage coil. It's not much, but it ticks us along. One more damage point, which is cool. And then, so that's all we've got available. We haven't got an outfit yet. Our carry capacity, we can upgrade that for our weapons and our satchel with our shards and ridgewood, which we can do for resources, mods, etc. We haven't run out of that space yet, so I'm not going to do that yet. But this is going to be a point of interest to us that we... we can craft our own fast travel packs. Did not know that. We only need bony meat. This carry capacity is really important. So we're going to jump through all the hoops they ask us to in terms of the animal organs and parts that they need to beef those out, because that is key. Absolutely key for gaming at this level, man. Okay, let's sort these striders and what we can do. I think there's some beasts over here. What's that? That is a watcher. Yeah, we'll leave those guys for the moment, I think. Because what I might do is do the Tripcaster tutorial at the same time that we grab those blaze canisters, which we need to create the fire arrows. What we got over here? Boar and some watchers.
Do all outcasts sneak around, startling people?
So, having a little bit of a prayer.
I think the outcast would learn her lesson by now.
There's many people dotted around the embrace, taking a moment to
Why does she think the tribe's laws don't apply to her?
get straight with All Mother. I've set off this intrigue of this watcher over here. I'm not sure they're going to come as fast as these praying Nora. Otherwise, oh, no, they pretty much do. That's impressive. That's impressive. Okay, let's just leave them alone at the moment. I don't think they're going to come, but these... yeah. These praying dudes didn't flinch. Getting straight with All Mother is a dedication that not even a rabid watcher can interrupt. I'm just going to remind myself on the map here where we are. Yes, so we'll get these blaze canisters and then we'll head over to the quest there. Can't have enough ridgewood. Can't have enough ridgewood, can't have enough shards. Especially early on. Right, here's my dudes over here. So what I might do is go on the quests. We'll go on the tutorials down here. We'll activate this, and we've got to trip machines, 3 machines with shot watts. Okay. Okay, 3 swipes gets rid of these guys. Two swipes, rather. I have frightened away the striders. But what I have done is taken one away from our aim here of getting some XP for this tutorial.
Okay, they're heading back.
Okay, we're level 3, halfway through. We need 1500. What do we get for doing that? We get 1300 XP, so we'll be well on the way to another point there, in which we'll probably get lure call from the skills tree. Now, where are you, Striders? Where have I put you? I've put you over here, haven't I? Here you go. Now, in the last episode, the tutorial, I thought that Strider that we hit as 6-year-old Aloy would have protection around its blaze canister, being that we are, gotta remind myself, yeah, on ultra hard. Okay. Now lure call would be very good right now. There we go. Okay, that's one. That's one. He's off, he's off, he's off. Okay, we'll just concern ourselves with... God, there's another watcher over there. Another set of watchers. Dang it.
That one.
Right, let's head wide over here. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Yeah, it can see me. It can see me.
Rob! It's your sister, Alara!
Okay, Lara will be there soon.
Low and quiet does it.
Currently concerned with getting a good vantage point on these machines. I might take a pot shot over here.
Out there?
I think... No. I thought that might have produced a blaze canister, but it didn't. No, 2 shots on the blaze canister and it didn't come off. It's pretty crazy. Pretty crazy. Let's try again. Don't know if it's advisable from this.
Rob, please! It's Alara!
Oh dear. Oh dear. Right, let's move away from that. Come on then. Come to me. Come on, come through this. Right, there we go. Come on, mates. Come through here. Come through here. Just need one more trip cast. There we go. What? Come on. Come on. I think this is messed up. I don't think it's registering. There we go. Okay, we'll get our blaze in a minute. You just need one more. Through there. think we're not too bothered now. But we've reached level 4. There we go, plenty of blaze canisters now. We've picked off 3 over there. And we've got our XP for the tutorial, so all is good. The watcher's a little bit concerned, but we've left them over there. Okay. Let's look at the quest here. So, tutorials, yes, completed. Tripcaster, good. We are... All we've got to do is craft fire arrows, so we can do that in a moment. Now, let's go up and have a look. And grab this side quest. Before we do, let's decide what we're going to have in terms of the skill points. So we chose the gathering and the scavenging so that we get a better chance of getting what we wanted from our downed beasts. Not interesting in healer. Lurkle is very interesting because we can grab these beasts over. Coupled with the silent strike is very good. But I think I might... should we go hunter reflexes? No, let's go for Lurkle. That's what we'll do. Hunter reflexes are great, but I fall into a trap with this game. I fall into a grave trap. Basically cheesing it with jumping with a bow drawn, which allows us to have sort of free concentration, and I always do it. It doesn't look pretty, it's not clever, it's not big. Okay, well let's wait till these guys piss off. While we're doing that, we'll craft the fire arrows.
Time to meet Rost at the North Gate.
Right, you bugger off, you guys. Don't disturb our man here, if you can. There you go. Back over the bridge. Trip trap. Trip trap. There you go. Go on. Back to your patrol. Thok.
You want to talk to an outcast?
I'm desperate for help. Whatever the consequences.
What's the problem then? Trouble with your leg?
Forget about me. It's my daughter, Arana. She's in danger. She went after a scrapper near Mother's cradle, and I fear for her life. I can't even stand up, let alone go after her. Will you help me find her?
Why me? Why an outcast?
You know the matriarchs might cast you out for speaking to me, don't you?
I don't care. I tried looking for her myself and my leg gave out. Just find her. I'll accept any punishment if it means she's safe.
Why would your daughter hunt a scrapper on her own?
It's my fault. I went after it first and it tore up my leg. I barely got away and I left a spear impaled in the machine. That spear was made by Adina, my mate, who died last year. It means everything to Arana. She went after the scrapper to get it back.
So Aloy will have a little bit of an affiliation. It will pull at the heartstrings of Aloy, the fact that Arana's lost her mother. She had a mother, but now she's lost it. And she'll want to help.
You said Arana went to Mother's cradle?
Yes, southeast of here. I forbid her from going, but ever since her mother died, she's become impossible. Damn it, look at me.
Ross knows how you feel.
A widower, now a cripple. A father that can't find his daughter. Please, help me set things right.
Sure.
I'll do what I can to help your daughter.
Make sure she's all right. I'm begging you.
I like the Nora tribe. I like that it's flipped it on its head from traditional sort of kind of what's the word? Primitive civilizations. That the women are the top dogs. They're the most respected. They're the most powerful. They're the ones, the decision makers. And this guy's got no qualms of asking Aloy to go and save the day because women are the shit. Women are the shit. But we all knew that anyway. Okay. So, we have a quest here. We've got a side quest to help Arana. We've got to take stuff back to Odgrata. We'll pick up a bit of XP there too. Head on up to level 5. Way off. And then, if we haven't got any more side quests, we're off to see Rost. He's got some stuff for us to do at the North Gate. Many more things to see, do, and feel.
Snow's got a bite out here.
Here, in the Embrace.